A Ponzi scheme is an investment scheme in which funds contributed by new investors are used to pay out purported returns to existing investors. Ponzi scheme operators frequently recruit new investors by promising to invest funds in opportunities that promise high returns with little or no risk. And that is the case of today's story. Welcome to today's edition of Fraud Files, where we'll look at the case of Mr. Hansen and Ms. Erdman, who defrauded over 3,000 people of approximately $30 million using a Ponzi-like scheme. To avoid missing any of the details in this story, make sure to watch it all the way through. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon to be notified when new videos are posted. Let's get this party started. According to U.S. Attorney Nick Brown, the former president and CEO of Northwestern Territorial Mint, a now-bankrupt company dealing in precious metals, was sentenced in U.S. District Court in Seattle to 11 years in prison for 14 federal felonies stemming from a Ponzi-like scheme that defrauded customers of millions of dollars. After a 4-week jury trial in July 2021, Bernard Ross Hansen, 61, aka Ross B. Hansen, was convicted of multiple counts of wire and mail fraud. Vault manager Diane Renee Erdman, 49, Hansen's co-defendant and partner, was convicted of 13 counts of wire fraud and mail fraud. She received a 5-year prison sentence. This was the two's second scheduled sentencing hearing after they skipped their late April court date and attempted to flee. The entire means of operation was nothing more than a fiction, U.S. District Judge Richard A. Jones said during the sentencing hearing. "You were a wrecking ball when it came to building your empire. The victims trusted you and had faith in the snake oil you were selling, but their trust was shattered by manipulation and deception." Mr. Hansen and Ms. Erdman defrauded over 3,000 people of approximately $30 million, money that represented the victims' plans and dreams, retirement, college funds, and inheritances, said U.S. Attorney Nick Brown. "It's heartbreaking to hear how the fraud upended their lives and forced them to work longer, harder, and under extreme stress in order to recover. This fraud has far-reaching consequences beyond its monetary value." Northwest Territorial Mint, NWTM, ran a custom business that made medallions and other awards, as well as a bullion business that sought, brought, exchanged, stored, and leased gold, silver, and other precious metals. The company, which had offices in Federal Way and Auburn, Washington, filed for bankruptcy on April 1, 2016. Hansen and Erdman defrauded NWTM customers in a variety of ways, according to court records and testimony. The evidence presented at trial established that Hansen and Erdman lied about bullion shipping times, used customer money to expand the business to other states, and paid their own personal expenses. As a result, the company lacked sufficient assets to fulfill customer orders and used new customer funds to repay older customers in a Ponzi scheme. Over 2,500 customers paid for orders, bullion sales, or exchanges that were never fulfilled or refunded in total. These customers suffered a loss of more than $25 million. In addition to the bullion customer fraud, the evidence at trial established that Hansen and Erdman defrauded customers who paid NWTM to store bullion safely and securely in the NWTM vaults. During the trial, evidence and testimony revealed that Hansen and Erdman used bullion that was supposed to be in secure storage to fulfill other orders. The NWTM vaults were inventoried in April 2016, and all or part of the stored bullion for more than 50 customers was missing. The missing bullion was valued at over $4.9 million. Mr. Hansen talked his storage customers into paying NWTM to steal from them, forking over fees, sometimes thousands of dollars worth, to securely store their bullion at NWTM, only to have the defendants use the vault as a company piggy bank, prosecutors wrote to the court. Mr. Hansen collected the fees and returned them with forged storage account statements. But unbeknownst to the storage customers, Mr. Hansen used their bullion as his own, pulling it off the shelf to fill other orders and, on occasion, melting down customers' property to make something else to ship somewhere else. It appears that company president Hansen did not learn his lesson from his previous trip to prison, said Donald M. Voret, special agent in charge of the FBI's Seattle field office. Hansen and his co-conspirator Ms. Erdman stole decades of savings and financial security from thousands of victims who thought they were making safe investments for themselves and their loved ones, the complaint reads. Prosecutors increased their sentencing recommendations for Hansen and Erdman to account for the 11-day manhunt that ensued after their failure to appear. They were arrested in Port Hadlock on the Olympic Peninsula with 3 loaded firearms in a box behind the driver's seat of the car. Prosecutors urged the court in supplemental sentencing memos to increase both defendants' prison time due to their flight to avoid prison. Ms. Erdman and Mr. Hansen purchased a new vehicle, armed themselves with 3 loaded guns, and fled. Ms. Erdman's actions demonstrate a lack of regard for the court and the law enforcement authorities who she knew would be looking for her. Recent events have shown that Mr. Hansen also poses a danger of violence, they wrote of Hansen. He was traveling with 3 loaded firearms within reach of the front seat of his vehicle when he was apprehended by law enforcement in Port Hadlock. Hansen was ordered by Judge Jones to pay $33.7 million in restitution. Erdman had been ordered to pay $32.1 million in restitution. The FBI investigated the case. Assistant United States Attorneys Brian Werner and Benjamin Diggs prosecuted the case. And so we come to the end of today's Fraud Files episode about Mr. Hansen and Ms. Erdman, who defrauded over 3,000 people of approximately $30 million using a Ponzi-like scheme. Remember the golden rule: don't defraud people. We hope you enjoyed watching the video. If so, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. By clicking the bell icon, you can stay tuned to our channel for more amazing videos like this one. Don't forget to share your thoughts on this event in the comment section below. We'll see you in the next Fraud Files. Until then, continue to be a law-abiding citizen.